Hi guys, this is Nicola with Nicola Lane Photography and also Whispering Lane Digital Backgrounds. First of all, thank you so much for purchasing my product. I really hope that you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email. I just wanted to show you a video. I'm going to make it kind of short so you can have a basic idea or a rough idea of how to do these composites. I'm going to go and take this baby and we're going to put her in this egg. That's the plan. We need to make. I like to use a quick selection tool. I find it to be the easiest, and I like my brush size really small. So we want to make sure it's on the plus. We're not taking anything away. All right. So we're just going to go around her to cut her out. It's a pretty simple cutout because she's just on a clear background. Sometimes it's a little bit more tricky, and I will show you. You know, there's a plus and a minus. I'll show you here. So that's a basic cutout. But if you've missed parts, you know, you can come up here. That's good. Not overly worried because we're going to be making it kind of small and then blending her in. You can come up here to the minus and take that away. And we're going to take that away and let it come, hopefully curl around her toes a little bit better. Okay, that's a pretty good cutout. I'm happy with it. Again, just for the time of this video and for this tutorial, we are going to go up here, edit, I'm going to copy, we'll get our background, and we're going to edit, we're going to paste. That always shows up. Okay, so here we're going to do Control T. It's like free transform. Whenever you're transforming anything, you always want to make sure you hold down Alt and Shift, and then you can change the proportions and make her smaller. We're going to shrink her down. And let me see. Sorry, let's get on the move tool here so we can move her around a little bit. Still a little bit big. Control T again. Shift and Alt. And bring her down just a little bit more. Okay, the other thing is you see the little arrows on the corners here. If you bring that out a little bit, you'll see that they turn that way. And you can turn her. We're going to turn her. We're going to have a lay-in, I think, right around there. And move her around. This is something you can totally play with. Let's see where those feathers are. Okay. So put it there for now. And she's in there, but we want to come over here, we want to do a layer mask. Let's lower the opacity of her just a tiny bit, like really tiny. I wouldn't go any further than like 97. So on our layer mask here, you always want to make sure your brush is on black. If it's not, X key for shortcut will change that. We want to get our brush tool. Brush is tiny, so let's make that brush a bit bigger. I still don't like the brush to be too big. That's about right. And we are going to really zoom in a little bit here. Now we're zoomed into 200% here, so things might look pixelated and it's going to kind of look all messy. That's okay. We'll go take care of that. So, brush tool. We need it on black. I'm going to make that brush a little bit smaller, and we're going to come in and paint over her because we want her to look like she's in there, you know, like the feathers are coming up on her. But she's like inside there. This is just going to help that. Give it that 3D effect that, you know, she's in there, the feathers are coming over her. This is like the main part of what I like to do, of what's most important. The background you're not going to see as much of, but I do like to just make that brush a tiny little bit smaller. And I will go around the edges here. Just slowly. I don't know why it's easier for me to like drag my mouse down. But I will go over every edge, just right on the edge, and you see how that just softens that? And this is a soft brush, completely soft. I'll come over here. This is just my habit. I like to work from left to right. It's a little bit all over the place. I'm sure you will have your own ways of doing things. And you may have, you know, better ways of doing things. So, you see already how much better that looks, just being blended in. We're going to go around. I don't want to get too close to her face, but I'm going to start right around here. And make sure that, you know, things are blended in here. And all we're doing is letting that background come through. And you can get as crazy as you want with it. If you want some feathers coming up through her head, you can. Please excuse my sniffing here. I have a little bit of a head cold going on. And yeah, you know, you can just play around with it as much as you like. And again, we're zoomed 200% in, so let's go back to fit screen. And there she is in that egg. And I like that just as it is. Just for additional here, I'm gonna, if you wanted to, you can add a blur onto here. So you could do, I like her exactly as she is, so I'm comfortable with that. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to flatten that image. I'm going to hit Control J. I'm going to come up to here, Filter, Blur, a Gaussian blur. 2.9 pixels is more than enough for what I want. We'll hit OK. We'll put a layer mask over here. And then I'm going to hit Control I to convert that, to invert that, sorry. Now, let's bring this up a little bit. I want to blur this out just a little bit. So we're going to get the brush, we're going to make it a little bit bigger this time. And because the background is black, we want to be painting with a white brush. And we're just going to kind of blur that out just a little bit. And blur the toes. I want to leave these alone because they're almost on that same focal plane. So let's blur that just a little bit. If it's too much, we can lower the opacity. I'm going to keep lowering that opacity right around there. This is not like a huge deal, but you can see that it completely just softens that. It was this little point that was bothering me. You can see that it just softens that. Definitely keep in mind with using these composites, when you're shooting a newborn, you know, take a look at the composite and see what kind of background you need to be using. It will all help. What kind of position and how you want that baby to look in the composite so that you know how to shoot the baby or how to shoot the newborn. And I am going to leave it at that. And that's it. So this was before and this was after. And that would be it. So again, that was really fast. I usually take about 15, 20, sometimes 30 minutes to do these. You can take as long as you like. And once again, thank you. And I hope you really enjoy them.